In the shadowed expanse of the battlefield, Ling Han's heart quivered as the truth laid itself bare. Corpse Boss bore no flaw, no weakness, no mortal imperfection for him to exploit. Even the Eye of Truth, a celestial instrument of unmatched perception, confirmed it. Any arrow released from any angle would be rendered useless. Ling Han's chest tightened. This was not the perfection of Corpse Boss alone, but the disparity of tiers, a chasm between his own heaven-tier strength and the overwhelming might of a shattering void-tier elite. In this realm, even the grandest arts of defense carried traces of weakness. Yet now he faced a being whose very existence mocked such limitations. The gap was absolute. Shattering void-tier elites radiated a silent, immutable power, and though Ling Han had once stood at the pinnacle of martial prowess, the heaven tier now felt as fragile as a paper kite before a storm. Only the Ice Dragon Ground Blast formation remained at his disposal, a bastion of hope amid the encroaching dread. He steeled himself, resolving that if even this mystical Ice Dragon could not restrain Corpse Boss, the Black Tower's hidden reserves would be his last refuge, a grim but necessary choice. Then the world itself seemed to tremble. Corpse Boss swung his palm, and the sky unleashed a torrent of falling stars. Yet these were no ordinary stars. They pulsed with origin power cores, heavy with condensed spirit chi, their descent governed by martial intent. They rained like judgment, each impact echoing a reality that only a shattering void-tier elite could command. The Ice Dragon roared in response, its majestic form a surge of frost and force. Beams of light splintered from its charge, blinding the eyes, and even Ling Han dared not gaze directly, crouching beneath the formation's protection. The colossal Ice Dragon, a sentinel born of intricate formation and boundless spirit chi, was impervious to death. Even should its form be shattered, its essence would rise anew, as eternal as the spirit chi that nourished it. Corpse Boss, formidable yet limited by his own 5-star tiered battle power, was caught in a relentless hunt. Were it not for his indomitable frame, annihilation would have come swiftly. Ling Han observed, measuring, calculating. Corpse Boss, he deduced, wielded a strength akin to 4-star shattering void tier, yet here an ultimate move had been unleashed. Within the confines of the formation, the Ice Dragon served as both shield and sword, but beyond its reach, it could not pursue. Ling Han's heart raced. One more move, and the true terror might manifest. The air quivered as Corpse Boss extended his right hand. A skeletal appendage of crystal emerged, glinting with sublime craftsmanship rather than ghastly menace. Veins crisscrossed its surface in endless complexity, an artistry of lethal purpose. Ling Han's mind raced. Could this have been severed from Corpse Boss himself, a weapon born of flesh and spirit? Yet the answer came swiftly from the enemy's lips. This was no remnant of his own body, but the hand of a divine being, a relic of forgotten eras, imbued with power beyond reckoning. Shock struck Ling Han like lightning. Divine artifacts, here in this mortal realm. The very thought set his pulse alight. He smiled, paradoxically calm amid the storm. "Then let us see," he whispered, drawing the Revere Life Sword and summoning the Heaven Transformation Bowl. If divine marrow coursed through that skeletal hand, perhaps its essence could be refined and absorbed. The moment the hand was grasped, veins of radiant power flared, and a thunderous clap split the heavens. Dark clouds roiled, charged with an oppressive might that stirred the heavens themselves. A tribulation seemed poised to descend, threatening to consume all in its path. Ling Han, however, noted a subtle defiance in the cosmos, though the hand's power was immense. Heaven and earth did not yet expel it, allowing the duel of titans to continue unbroken. He unleashed the Heaven Transformation Bowl, yet even its voracious absorption faltered before the crystal skeletal hand. It was clear this relic rivaled his own treasures, and only the Revere Life Sword, awakened to its fullest, could meet such a threat. Ling Han's focus sharpened. 7 of 10 formation patterns had been activated, the sword exuding a fierce, palpable intent. Within the vortex of spiraling air, a gaseous blade of pure killing intent danced, evoking fear even in those of shattering void-tier caliber. Corpse Boss's eyes blazed, recognition flickering across his ancient visage. "Your sword. Remarkable. I seem to recall it, yet I cannot remember." The words trembled with awe, hinting at memories that transcended Zended lifetimes. Ling Han's pulse quickened. The Revere life sword had bridged centuries, stirring remnants of recollection embedded deep within bones across the expanse of eons. It was not mere skill. It was the awakening of a memory, etched across lifetimes, now colliding with the present in a clash of unfathomable power. And so, amidst thunder and celestial scrutiny, the stage was set. Ling Han, blade in hand, against the immortal might of Corpse Boss, where swords sang, formations roared, and the heavens themselves held their breath. Ling Han's eyes widened in awe and disbelief, not merely at the memory-laden body of Corpse Boss, a being who had preserved the knowledge of an entire formation over hundreds of millennia, but at the very hand behind it all, Ma Duo Bao, the creator of the fabled Revere life sword. The aura of this legendary formation master was nothing short of terrifying, a power that carved itself into the bones of elites and left an indelible mark of dread. To wield such influence over formations, to be the undisputed #1 in the world of martial arts, to stand atop the stone altar and look down upon all. It was not arrogance, but the undeniable truth of supreme mastery. The formation itself, however, revealed its majesty in motion. The crystal skeletal hand, once delicate and ethereal, now pulsed with life, veins of blood and flesh entwining over its ivory bones. Though it originated from the grace of a celestial fairy, it had swollen to the stature of a soaring mountain, smashing toward Ling Han with an unrestrained, domineering presence. Martial intent radiated from it like sunlight from the heavens, proclaiming its wrath. "Nothing shall withstand me. All shall be shattered." In response, the Revere life sword blazed with divine light. Its 10,000 intricate veins ignited in unison as the sword slipped from Ling Han's grasp, rising into the air as if guided by will alone, positioning itself to meet the titanic hand. Their collision birthed an eruption of brilliance so intense that it scorched the eyes and blinded the senses. Light rained across the battlefield as the lily-white hand and the Revere life sword danced a furious duel, each strike igniting torrents of potent chi that threatened to pulverize everything in its vicinity. Ling Han hastily summoned his comrades beneath the protective embrace of the Ice Dragon Ground Blast formation, knowing that a single blow from such ferocity could annihilate them all. Yet, Corpse Boss, in a gesture both refined and courteous, retracted the hand after 10 exchanges, shaking his head with quiet acknowledgement. 10 moves. "I cannot kill you," he said. A cultured smile gracing his features, Ling Han's blood roared in the aftermath of the clash, excitement and respect mingling as he replied, "Brother Corpse, I eagerly await our next confrontation, a true duel to test our limits." Corpse Boss's tone carried a measured wisdom, tinged with the melancholy of experience. "You must cultivate swiftly. The shattering void tier is no simple ascent. I reached it unimpeded only by the advantage of my former life. For most, it is extremely, extremely arduous." Even he used 2 extremes to convey the difficulty, underscoring the monumental challenge that awaited any mortal striving to touch the peak. Ling Han laughed lightly, offering a courteous bow. "This time, I am grateful for your hospitality. Next time, wine will be on me." Corpse Boss's rare smile deepened. "Though wine is not my usual indulgence, for you, I shall make an exception." With a nod, he stepped away, retreating several miles with effortless grace. Ling Han exhaled slowly, impressed by the rare combination of immense power and noble bearing. Yet the awareness of future strife weighed upon him. Corpse Boss is formidable, yet he belongs to the Thousand Corpse sect. Inevitably, our paths will cross again, perhaps in battle to the death, he murmured. Before reflection could settle, the heavens themselves seemed to roar. A violent shockwave surged from afar, tearing apart the stars above. Daylight could not obscure the spectacle. Celestial bodies were hurled, ignited by astral winds, their fiery descent a testament to a clash of the shattering void tier. Ling Han observed calmly. Speed among such elites often rendered pursuit meaningless. Unless one wielded a mystical power akin to the thunderclap ninth heaven, no ordinary chase could ensnare or evade them. Even then, life force ignitions allowed temporary bursts of unmatchable velocity, a fleeting advantage in a realm of gods and legends. Moments later, the calamity subsided, leaving a residual oppression that gnawed at the flesh, making skin crack and minds reel. From this oppressive miasma emerged a red-haired girl, her wings a yellowish-pink expanse of over 3,000 meters that contracted swiftly until vanishing in a breath. In her grasp, she toyed with a crystal-shaped skeletal hand, eyes alight with an almost divine curiosity. "Hey!" Linghan called, startled. The girl, Yi Shuang, blinked at the sight of him and his companions. "Ayo, who is this, scaring me so?" She hastily concealed the skeletal hand, puzzlement etching her delicate features. "Strange. I was returning, yet somehow stumbled upon these fellows." "You wandered the wrong path. The Imperial City lies elsewhere," Linghan explained, voice tinged with amusement. "Hey, thanks for the reminder. Farewell!" Yi Shuang chirped, but Linghan was quick to stop her. "Wait, weren't you guarding the Imperial City? Why come here?" She shrugged, playful yet nonchalant. "I sensed a great battle nearby. Curiosity drew me here." Linghan rolled his eyes, the realization dawning. "Not just curiosity, I presume, but also mischief, stealing what doesn't belong to you." Indeed, she had remained distant until Corpse Boss's departure, seizing the skeletal hand as if claiming a prize. Her mastery over such a terrifying artifact, even in suppression, hinted at strength beyond his comprehension. Even Corpse Boss, formidable as he was, likely felt the weight of despair in her presence. Perhaps only the Lunar King or Ma Duo himself could contend with her power. Giggling, Yi Shuang spoke. "You see, this skeletal hand likely belonged to a heavenly body tier powerhouse. With its essence fully absorbed, she could restore her vigor entirely." Linghan's brow furrowed. "Heavenly body tier, a divine being's domain?" "Precisely. And the Imperial City is far. Yet she sensed it." She exhaled, disdain coloring her tone. "The realm's simplicity renders such feats trivial. She is omnipotent here." Linghan's pride flared. "I shall ascend into the Shattering Void tier within 10 years. Breaking into the Divine Realm will soon follow." Yi Shuang blinked in surprise, admiration mingling with curiosity. "Very well, I shall instruct you preemptively. Heed this wisdom. Divine beings are divided into 5 grand tiers: Mountain River, Sun Moon, Heavenly Body, Eternal River, and Genesis. Each tier contains 4 small stages: low extreme, medium extreme, high extreme, and consummate. The chasm of power between these small tiers is vast, like the heavens themselves. You, now a deity transformation tier warrior, may cross a heaven tier, hailed as a genius among mortals, but within the divine realm, even ascending a single small tier is an arduous trial." Linghan's gaze sharpened, spirit alight with ambition. The path ahead was perilous. Yet the flames of destiny beckoned him onward, into the realm of gods and legends, where mortal courage met divine power in the dance of eternity.